Hey guys, it's Monday night, and that means it's time for Let's Talk About. Let me ask you a question. Actually, I'm pretty sunburned too, by the looks of it.
I covered mine in makeup.
We were saying we look shiny, but dang, yeah. Let me ask you a question, and this is sort of to you as well. Do you ever have one of those times where you just feel scattered, where your thoughts are going in a million miles an hour, you're going in a million miles an hour, you are just struggling to pull everything together? Do you ever have those moments? I know you do, because I watched it happen. But it's hard. Like for Kim, I mean, she's a mum, she's runs a business, she's working a job, she's a partner, she has to deal with me on a daily basis. So
that's hard in itself.
That's more than enough to be scattered, right? And I guess it's the same. And do you ever have those times where if you're part of a team, same deal, like your entire team is, you're trying to pull together, but everyone's just off in different directions. If you can relate to feeling scattered, then we've got something special for you tonight. Is that right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so talk us through it, because we're going through the blends, and tonight's blend is called Gathering. So we'll hold it up there. There we go, Gathering. Nice little blue bottle.
All right, so if you've been following along, you'll know that we have been telling the stories behind the blends, because the thing about Gary is Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, created these blends. He was a master aromatherapist, awesome nose, but intuitively he knew how to put essential oils together perfectly. And as a fellow aromatherapist, I actually admire Gary's ability to do that. Now, it's really interesting with Gathering, because for years I didn't like it. Okay, I'll tell you now, I didn't like it. And
well, you didn't like it how it smelled.
I know, I didn't like
Did that stop you using it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, all right.
Now, the thing is about Gathering, Gary told a story about how he had been to Egypt, and, even on previous versions of, previous episodes of this, we've talked about how Gary went to Egypt and he learnt about different oils. And he also studied in Israel and Jerusalem and other places and things like that. Anyway, he wanted to bring together oils to make a blend that would bring people together, okay, with a common vision, a common purpose. I just took your story, but...
That's okay. I mean, I think that's... What I was going to say was, the thing about Gary was he had a massive vision. And... I think of people making perfumes and they think this will smell nice, or maybe this will make you feel sexy or something. But I mean, for Gary, he wanted to change the world, and that was his aim the whole way through. So when he wanted to create a blend that would literally just bring people together with that common purpose, the common goal, common vision, and that is a super powerful thing. So and he didn't, it wasn't like he just sat down one day and just, put a few oils together. It took him a long time.
Yeah, it took him years to try and create this blend. And then he actually says that on a plane trip back to Israel, he was 30,000 feet in the air, and he immediately had this word come into his brain, and it was galbanum. Okay. Now, Young Living used to sell galbanum. It used to be a part of the Oils of Ancient Scripture kit. It is an ancient oil mentioned in the Bible.
Yep.
Now, the reason why Young Living don't sell that anymore is because it's on the red list. The red list is the list of plants in the world that are on the border of extinction. So Young Living, they can't grow it themselves, so they refuse to source it from anywhere else, because they don't want to be, pilgrim pillaging.
Pilgrims, yeah.
They don't want to be pillaging the forest for trees that, that are on the endangered list. So that's why, if other companies sell galbanum, then you have to be asking some questions about that, because it is on that red list. So Young Living don't sell it anymore. But galbanum was the main...
So this is an old one from... This is an old one from our Oils of Ancient Scripture.
Yeah, it's probably 10 years old, maybe, at least, that oil blend, that oil. But the thing about Gathering is that the main smell that I used to be able to smell in the old Gathering bottles, which I've also got an old Gathering, and I got Jeremy to smell it, and that's what you can smell, is the galbanum in it. Yep. Whereas I've got new bottles of it, and you definitely can't smell it. So in the new blend, it's really sweet. And when people have said to me, oh, I really love Gathering, I'm like, you crazy person. And it's
stinks.
because the old version is
Yep.
what comes into my mind, not the new version. So the new version actually has frankincense, sandalwood, so still some of your ancient oils, Northern Lights black spruce, lavender, geranium, ylang ylang vetiver, cinnamon bark, and rose. So a nice good way to get rose. You would have heard that we talked last week about these bluey purple labels and how they're great for the emotions. The thing about gathering is you can use, especially at this time of the year with Christmas coming up and you've got family gathering together, you can use it for that. You can diffuse it in your house to bring people together, right? That's what Gary wanted, was to bring people of common vision, common purpose together. But the amazing thing about this blend is that it actually helps put back together like the whole. So if you sometimes feel like you're falling apart or you're fractured, actually helps to put things back together. So your emotions, your spirit, your physical, all the parts of you back together into one whole. So it's really good for that. Actually, I was going to show you how to use it. So in our team at work, we've just done some training on right brain and left brain thinking. So left brain thinkers are your logical, critical, analytical thinkers. Okay, so maybe you're accountants and I don't know.
It could be anyone. Like all sorts of people in all sorts of jobs have left brain. But
but that's your critical. Whereas your right brain thinkers are more your creatives, okay? Your people who might be more spiritual, intuitive, those kinds of people, right? Ideas people. So the thing about gathering is one way to use it, if you are a left brain thinker and you want to be more creative in your life, so, maybe your partner said, oh, you're too much worried about budgeting and the finances and
live a little.
Yeah, get out there, live a little. Then what you want to be doing is you take a drop, and so remember this is the left brain thinkers and they want to become more right brain, so more creative. Maybe you're going to go and do an art course and you need to channel your inner creative. What you're going to do is you're going to start on your left temple. Now we're probably going to be back the front, so
but you get the idea.
Yeah, so you do it around 3 times around in a circle, and then you draw it across your forehead and 3 times around on the right side, okay? If you're a left brain thinker and you want to be more of a right brain thinker. But if you're the other way around, maybe you're too fluffy and airy fairy and you need to concentrate for an exam, or you're trying to, balance the books.
Do your taxes,
Do your taxes, that's a good idea. Then you go the other way. So you 3 times around in a circle on your temples, drag it across and to the right. The thing about smells is they're the fastest way into your brain, and they actually do help to bring the 2 halves of your brain back together, because they go into the brain and stimulate the limbic system, or your glands, all the things in your brain, basically. So that's a great way to use it. You can actually diffuse it, pop it in the diffuser.
Gary used to wear it as an aftershave.
Yes, he really, really loved this oil.
Yeah.
It's good for adding to other oils as well. So you might want to use it with highest potential, inspiration, motivation, any of those other ones that are uplifting. But basically it helps you become the person that you want to be, but gather those thoughts. So if you need help focusing, then this is another great oil, because it gathers all your thoughts together, puts you back into the whole.
And then there may not be what am I trying to say? It's a really important oil particularly at the moment where I feel like, people are scattered, communities are scattered, everyone's feeling divided. We need something like this that brings people together with a common vision. So, and particularly leading up to Christmas, that's a good time as well.
Yeah. Gary actually said that if you use it and it doesn't bring tears, he will actually eat the label.
Yeah, that bus has already left, but it does smell awesome.
It is. It's really, really good. 10 times better than the old version.
Which just raises one question. So, okay, you're an aromatherapist, so you've got some more authority on this. But what happens when you have a blend and then you can no longer source one of the oils? Can you replace it with something? Like, does it still have the same effect? What do you do?
What Gary tried to do was not actually try to replace it to match the smell. okay?
Yeah.
Because the smell is insignificant. He wanted to match the frequency. So all plants, all things in nature have a vibrational effect. And he wanted to find an oil that would have the same kinds of benefits, emotionally, physically, spiritually, as the galbanum, but also that had that same vibrational or frequency or energy to them. And that's why, you know, vetiver, basically he chose vetiver.
And so, you know, other oils, like we have Peace and Calming 1 and Peace and Calming 2, both to achieve the same.
Those ones do smell a little bit
Yeah.
similar, and but they're, you know,
Valor 1, Valor 2, or
well,
Valor
they
and Valor 2?
didn't, you know, different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had to replace. It depends how many oils you have to replace in them and what they are and how dominant they are.
Yeah.
Whereas the galbanum was pretty dominant in the original gathering blend, whereas the vetiver is not so
more
so
subtle.
dominant. Yeah, so it's much sweeter.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
That's it.
Gathering. We'll be back.
Next
Will
week.
we be back?
Yes.
We will.
One more week and then we'll go on holidays for Christmas. But this is a great oil to use at Christmas time. It also helps with all those family, you know, get-togethers that you have to have. Pop some gathering in your diffuser. It works wonders.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that.
We will see you next week. Bye, guys.
See you guys.